What do you get when you take one game and cross it with another? You get a crossover. Duh. Puzzle games aren't necessarily my favorite type of games to play, but I don't hate them. I've played my fair share of puzzle games. You know, I've played like some of the Dr. Mario games, the Yoshi games. You know, Pack Attack's not half bad. There's Luminous, of course. And Gunpei. Remember Gunpei? No Gunpei? When I saw Puyo Puyo Tetris for the Switch, I was so intrigued how they were going to manage to merge these two different puzzle games together. And they somehow made it work. If you haven't played Tetris or Puyo Puyo, to sum them up, with both games you have, you know, these pieces that fall down. With Tetris, you need to fill up the entire line to make the blocks disappear. Ideally, you'd like to make more than one line disappear, and that gives you more points. With Puyo Puyo, you have the pieces come down, and you have to have 3 or more pieces of the same color touching. And ideally, you want to try to create like combos where when you make one set disappear, that'll drop a piece down to make another set disappear. They're not overly complicated, just make the stuff disappear. And when they made this crossover, like I said, I was very intrigued on how they would make them work together. The thing is, there's not like a main mode. There's numerous modes with the simple concept of 2 different games coming together. So one mode is called Fusion, where you have both the Tetris pieces and the Puyo pieces coming down. And the Tetris pieces are essentially heavier than the Puyo pieces, so they will like sink to the bottom. You're essentially playing both games on the same board, so it's kind of interesting. Not crazy, but you know, it's fun. Another mode, which is probably one of my favorites, is called Swap, where you play both a Tetris board and a Puyo Puyo board, but they'll start you off with one randomly, you know, or they'll start you with either Tetris or Puyo, and then there's a timer that goes down, and it will, once the timer hits, if regardless of where you're at on your Tetris board, it'll switch to Puyo Puyo or vice versa. And it constantly gets faster, so you're constantly like on your toes with both boards. It's very like chaotic the faster it gets. Another mode is called Big Bang, which is more like a puzzle mode in my opinion. You choose either Puyo or Tetris, and essentially you just want to try to clear as many boards as you can, as fast as you can, and everybody actually has HP. And the more that you can clear by the time the timer ends, the more HP you'll take away from your opponent. And then there's Party Mode, which isn't super exciting. It's, you know, you pick either Puyo or Tetris, and there will be power-ups that show up on the screen, and if you can clear the area around them, it'll either help you or hurt your opponent. Then there's Skill Mode, where you have health, you can pick a team, and you'll have abilities such as like restore some of your health, or, you know, something that might hurt your opponent or whatever. Then there's Challenge Mode, which has numerous things like puzzle mode and like speedrun type stuff, and little Puyos. Look how cute they are. Now, I said there wasn't a main mode, and technically that's a lie. I was full of shit. There is an adventure mode with a full-blown story, and the adventure mode has like mission 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, you know, so on and so forth. And they just take the various modes that I had explained, and you play a different one for each mission. And as you progress through the story, they get progressively harder, as you would expect. But as far as the story itself goes, to be perfectly honest, I didn't give 2 shits. I have no idea what was going on in either game. It's a story about like cartoony anime characters, and you know, their designs just personally don't appeal to me. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. And you know, let's see what the story has to say on Wikipedia. So, according to Wikipedia, the story for the first game: after the power of Puyos reunites Ringo with so-and-so, they are suddenly alerted to the appearance of strange blocks, tetraminos, raining down on their world. They are then transported to a spaceship known as the SS Tetra, where they meet T and his crew, who come from a world where they battle using Tetris instead of Puyo Puyo. What a plot twist. After the ship crash lands on Ringo's world, the girls help T repair his ship, only to discover some of their friends are acting strangely, foretelling the merging of dimensions. So, long story short, the two worlds are merging together and they gotta try to rectify it. But that was just the first game. Let's see what the story says for the second game. After the events of the first game, the worlds of Puyo and Tetris are separated once more, leading to all the characters forgetting the memories they gained from their previous adventure. Strangely, the two puzzle worlds merge once again, seemingly caused by a new character named Marl. And as you continue to read through the thing, you find out that it's the same basic story. So, long story short, the worlds merge again, and they have to separate them once again. I don't have anything against the story. I'm sure it's enjoyable. It's just artwork of characters with somebody doing voice acting. You know, it's not crazy. I mean, I have to give them credit for putting all the effort into creating a story mode. But realistically, you play Puyo Puyo Tetris for the story mode? Probably not. I'm sure there's some people out there that like the story. But for me personally, I just don't care about it. I'm playing a puzzle game for the gameplay. Story can take a backseat as far as I'm concerned. There's just some games that you don't need to watch the story to enjoy it. But I kind of question why they would bother making a story mode for a game like that. I mean, what are they going to do next? Make a story mode for a pinball game?
Let's go! Mario Pinball Land!